Stop, put the weights down. If you are over the age of 60, the fitness advice you have followed for the last 40 years is officially expired. Here is a terrifying truth that we rarely talk about in public health. There is a specific list of exercises that are perfectly healthy for a 30-year-old, but for a 60-year-old, they can act like a clamp on your aorta. I'm not talking about obvious things like backflips or heavy deadlifts. I am talking about healthy movements, things you see people doing in the gym every single morning, things your own friends might be doing right now. I am going to show you the 4 absolute worst exercises for your aging heart. And I have to warn you, number 1 is so common, it is often prescribed by trainers who simply do not understand the physiology of the senior heart. It shocked me when I saw the data on it. But don't worry, for every danger I reveal, I'm going to give you a safer, smarter swap that builds your body without breaking your heart. Before we dive in, I want to ask you for a small commitment. We are in this together. Go down to the comments section right now and type the words Heart Smart. Let's make a pact right now that we are training for longevity, not for ego. Go ahead, type Heart Smart below, and let's get started. Let's begin with exercise number 4. I want you to imagine a movement that is supposed to keep you independent. It's supposed to help you lift luggage or put groceries on the top shelf. But physiologically, it creates a pressure trap in your chest. This exercise is the heavy overhead press. Whether it is with dumbbells, a barbell, or a machine, pushing heavy weight directly above your head is a game of Russian roulette for the senior cardiovascular system. Here is the hidden mechanism that nobody tells you about. When you push vertically, your heart has to fight gravity to pump blood up to your hands. To compensate, your heart pumps harder, but simultaneously, your core muscles tighten to stabilize your spine. Most people also instinctively hold their breath. This is called the Valsalva maneuver. This combination creates a massive spike in what we call intrathoracic pressure. If you are over 60, your arteries are naturally a bit stiffer than they used to be. They're less elastic. When that pressure spike hits stiff arteries, your blood pressure doesn't just go up, it surges. We are talking about numbers hitting 250 over 130 in a split second. I want to tell you about a patient named John. John was 68, fit and active. He was doing heavy military presses. On his last rep, he felt a tearing sensation in his neck. It wasn't a pulled muscle, it was an arterial dissection. The pressure was simply too much for the vessel wall. We don't want that for you, but we do need strong shoulders to maintain our daily function. The safer alternative? Stop pressing vertical, start pressing incline. Move to an incline chest press machine or use dumbbells on an incline bench. Here is the key. Set the bench to a 30 or 45-degree angle. By leaning back, you reduce the gravitational fight. You open up the blood flow to the neck and head. You get 90% of the muscle activation in the front deltoids, but you cut the cardiac risk in half. It's a small angle change, but it makes a massive difference to your arteries. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I'll skip the heavy weights and just stick to my cardio. Cardio is safe, right? Well, that brings us to exercise number 3, and this one is going to upset some people. But the data is the data. This is a trap that many high achievers fall into. They retire, they have free time, and they decide to become endurance athletes. Exercise number 3 is extreme distance endurance training. I am talking about marathons, triathlons, or jogging for 90 minutes every single day, specifically if you're starting this after age 60. We've all heard of the J curve in medicine. It means a little is good, but too much is bad. There was a landmark study out of Copenhagen that followed joggers for decades. They found something that stunned the medical community. The joggers who ran at a slow to moderate pace lived longer. But the strenuous joggers, the ones pushing for distance and speed, their life expectancy was statistically the same as the couch potatoes. Why? Because extreme duration creates extreme oxidation. When you run for 2 hours, your body is bathed in cortisol, the stress hormone, and free radicals. For a younger body, this is manageable. For a senior body, the recovery time is slower. Over time, this constant inflammation scars the heart tissue. It's called fibrosis. I remember a case of a woman named Susan. She was 62. She prided herself on running 10 miles every weekend. She started feeling flutters in her chest. She ignored them. It turned out to be atrial fibrillation, an electrical malfunction of the heart caused by chronic structural stress. She thought she was outrunning old age. In reality, she was running right into it. The safer alternative. We want the benefits, not the scar tissue. Swap the marathon for Zone 2 training. This is the Goldilocks zone. It's a brisk walk, a light jog, or cycling. How do you know if you're in Zone 2? Use the talk test. You should be able to maintain a conversation while you do it, but it should feel slightly difficult. Or try breathing only through your nose. If you have to open your mouth to gasp for air, you're going too hard. Cap it at 40 minutes. Do it consistently. This cleans the arteries without scarring the pump. Think maintenance, not destruction. If you're finding this helpful so far, please do me a quick favor and tap the like button. It's not for me. It helps YouTube show this video to other seniors who might be hurting their hearts without knowing it. You could be saving someone else a trip to the hospital just by hitting that button.
So, we have covered heavy lifting and long cardio. But what about the trendy stuff? The stuff they advertise on TV as the fountain of youth. That leads us to the second most dangerous mistake. This exercise format has taken over the world. It promises to burn fat in minutes, but for a senior heart, it acts like an electrical storm. Exercise number 2 is high-impact HIIT, high-intensity interval training. You know the drill: burpees, box jumps, sprinting until you gasp for air. The problem here isn't the muscles, it's the plaque. Let's be honest, by the time we are 60, most of us have some level of plaque buildup in our arteries. It's a part of aging. Usually it's stable. It is calcified, it sits there, and it doesn't bother us. But HIIT introduces something called shear stress. The rapid acceleration of heart rate, going from 60 beats per minute to 150 beats per minute in 30 seconds, creates a turbulent flow of blood. This turbulence can knock a piece of stable plaque loose. If that plaque ruptures, it forms a clot. And you know what happens next? It breaks my heart when I hear stories like David's. David was 71. He joined a boot camp class to lose weight for his daughter's wedding. During a set of rapid jump squats, he collapsed. His heart's electrical system couldn't handle the rapid-fire demand. The safer alternative. You need intervals, but you need them to be smooth. We call this variable intensity walking. Find a hill or increase the incline on your treadmill. Walk up it briskly for 2 minutes. This raises your heart rate gradually. Then walk down or lower the incline for 2 minutes to recover. There is no jumping, no impact on the knees, no violent spikes, just a smooth, rhythmic wave of effort. You condition the heart to handle stress without shocking the system into failure. And now, we have arrived at number 1. This is the moment I need you to pay the closest attention, because while the other exercises looked intense, this one looks completely harmless. You might even be doing it on your living room floor right now. The number 1 worst exercise for a heart over 60 is the long-duration isometric hold, specifically the plank. I know, you're shocked. The plank, but my doctor said I need core strength. Yes, you do, but listen to the physiology. And isometric exercise is when you tense a muscle without moving. When you hold a plank for 2, 3, or 4 minutes, you are compressing every blood vessel in your body. You are increasing what we call peripheral resistance. You are essentially squeezing the hose. But your heart is still trying to pump water through that squeezed hose. This causes a phenomenon called pressure overload. Unlike walking, where blood vessels open up, dilate to accept blood, during a plank, they clamp down. I have seen patients with perfectly managed blood pressure spike to stroke-level numbers during a simple 2-minute plank hold. A patient of mine, Margaret, age 65, couldn't figure out why she had throbbing headaches after her morning yoga. It was her 3-minute plank. She was essentially pressurizing her own brain every morning. If you have any history of hypertension, holding a static position until you shake is not bravery, it is danger. The safer alternative. We need core strength, but we need it with flow. Swap the static plank for the bird dog or the dead bug. Let me explain the bird dog. You're on your hands and knees. You extend your right arm forward and your left leg backward. Hold for just 3 seconds, then switch. The magic is in the movement. Because your limbs are moving, the blood is pumping. The pressure releases with every repetition. You get a rock-solid core because you're balancing, but your heart stays happy and your blood pressure stays stable. So there you have it. The heavy overhead press, the extreme endurance run, the high-impact sprint, and the silent pressure of the plank. If you are doing any of these, please don't panic. Just pivot. The goal of exercise after 60 is not to look like a bodybuilder. It is to be the person who is still walking, traveling, and playing with their grandkids at 90. Now, I have a question for you. Which of these 4 was your go-to exercise? Which one are you going to swap out starting tomorrow? Tell me in the comments below. I read them, and I want to know how you're adjusting your routine. And listen, we talked a lot about the heart today, but the heart is only half the battle. There is a specific superfood that most seniors are eating for breakfast that is actually clogging their arteries faster than butter. I'm going to cover that in my next video, and it might change your entire morning routine. Subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss it. You do not want to be eating this food by mistake. Stay active, stay safe, and stay heart smart. I'll see you in the next one.